The Creatures tour did horrendously in most markets. Before we went on stage, we'd hear, "You wanted the best, you got the best, the hottest band in the land." And we'd walk out to find nobody was there. Sometimes there would be only 1,000 people in an arena that could hold 18,000. We had packed the same venues a few years before, but now, if I threw my guitar pick too far, it sailed over people's heads and landed on the floor. We'd pull into arenas that looked as if somebody had forgotten to turn off the parking lot lights after an event was long over. And then we'd get inside and hear the echo from the main hall and know for sure it was empty. We left blood, as they say in the business. It was a death march for us and for the concert promoters. At first, the instinct was to blame other people. Oh, it's the promoter's fault. But if people want to see you, it doesn't take an incentive to get them to a show. And if they don't want to see you, the promoter can't make them buy a ticket at knife point. We had to face the fact that people didn't come because they didn't want to. Obviously, we had to pay penance for Unmasked and The Elder. We got back on track with Creatures, but fans were not that forgiving. It was going to take years to win back our fans and make new fans. We had betrayed them. We had betrayed ourselves too, and we weren't going to be easily forgiven. It's shocking in hindsight what we had done, and we spent years making up for it. The people who turned off to us weren't going to come back just because we said we were sorry. We had to prove it, and that took a lot of time. Creatures alone was not enough. But nothing can prepare you for the shock of vast, empty spaces. It was unfathomable that from one tour to the next, the audience just disappeared. The bottom had fallen out. I loved the position I had. I loved the stature of the band and how I was perceived. And losing that was horrible, horrible. I dealt with the depression by sleeping. It was my way of checking out. I was so depressed that I couldn't keep my eyes open anywhere. It got so bad that I fell asleep in the dressing room before shows. Sometimes I dozed off before I did my makeup. Sometimes I dozed off in my makeup. The crew had a hard time waking me up.